Hello Libra friends, I'm Annie Botticelli and welcome to my Libra February 2024 Astrology Horoscope forecast. This is for you if Libra is your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign, or any other Libra placement you're listening for. What we're going to talk about here is part of your astrological picture. And if you're a very late degree Libra friend, so birthday is October 15th or so through the rest of the sign, or Libra degrees 23 degrees through the rest of the sign, I suggest you additionally listen to my Scorpio report, as you very late degree friends will benefit from both readings. For podcast listeners, I'm putting the chart as the thumbnail, so at least you can have a quick visual of it. On YouTube this month, I will be referring directly to the chart as I see things of note, but I also will be working off of my list and some other slides that I have created here to stay organized. So I'm calling the theme of this month, Uncommon Stars Bring Libra Delights, and I'm so excited to talk about all of this. We definitely have a very unusual month. We have definitely a series of things that make it a very strange month, bringing very uncommon and wacky and wild and weird and wonderful energy. And that energy is an amazing aspect for Libra. So we'll get into those details, plus work off of my list to cover you well for this month so you can make it the most possible. The first thing I want to talk about is the last Capricorn opportunities. We have an unusual experience where we have extra Capricorn energy here in February, which usually that has faded by now. But for the first part of February, we still have some more discipline, some more focus, strategy, action-oriented energy, which is going to be a theme of the month regardless. But as we move into more of the Aquarian energies, things become more in the mental zone, in the talking zone, in the visioning zone. And it may be a little bit harder to make things happen as we get into that very mental energy because it kind of swirls around in your head and swirls around in your talking. But this Capricorn energy at the beginning is especially good for taking action, and this month is especially good for taking action, which we will get into. So I just wanted to highlight that here right at the beginning. Now, for Libra, Capricorn energies highlight your fourth house of home, housing, and real estate. So you may see those energies particularly accentuated at this time. Okay, so now let's just get right into what I'm so excited about. We've got 6 Aquarian placements this month. Okay, so Venus, Mars, and Mercury, although they are in Cap at the beginning, they will move into Aquarius as the month moves on, and they will join Pluto already there and the Sun as it progresses through Aquarius. We also have the new moon on February 9th at 20 degrees of Aquarius. That's the 6th placement here in the energy of Aquarius. And all of those things make trines most fabulous aspect in all of astrology for Libra. So these Libra delights that I'm talking about are going to come from the sequence of unusual Aquarian energies. Usually we don't have all of the personal planets in one sign as we did in Capricorn, and now as we are in Aquarius. It's an unusual lineup to begin with, that there's so much energy in one sign, especially with all the personal planets there. So that's going to bring a massive amount of energy to your 5th house. 5th house, houses in astrology are fields of experience we have as humans. And the 5th house is the house of expression and passion, from the idea of something to the bringing out of that idea. Basically, think the process of making a baby. You fall in love, you have the conception, you have the child's, development, you have the birth, and you have the child rearing. All of that process, the true love and the first, the romance up until the baby and the baby being out and all of those experiences, all of that is a Leo 5th house energy. And Aquarius crowds that house for you. So new births, whether it's an actual human in this whole process or whether it's a creative baby, it's just wide open for all of these potentials. True love. Venus is one of the planets that are moving here and making this beautiful aspect for you. So that brings the possibilities of love. If you're dating, this is one of the best times to make a new relationship happen. This is an amazing time to be out and about networking. We'll talk more about what these Aquarian energies bring, but one of those things is online things. So online dating, networking groups, if a friend wants to introduce you to someone, all of these things can increase your chances for love. Venus or Venusian opportunities also have to do with money and finances. So earning money for your passion, having someone back your creative efforts, having money for education along your, studying theater or athleticism or anything that puts you out in front of people. Having the money to be able to push your project forward or your education forward could be one of the ways this manifests. Mars is there. Oomph, obsession, excitement, passion, impetus, initiation, all of these things. And all of this is making a beautiful, perfect angle for you as a Libra. Very, very exciting. Mercury, news, information, education. Pluto, transformation, birth and rebirth. As I've told you in recent reports, and I'll be talking about for the next over 20 years, Pluto is now in a nice angle for Libra. It was not in a good angle. So from 2008 until now, it's still kind of dancing in those late degrees of Capricorn, through, part of like around September 2024 or towards the end of 2024, we're kind of dancing back a little bit. But for the most part, unless you have a very late degree Libra placement, the difficult aspects with Pluto and your sign are over. So that's exciting. And now Pluto can make this beautiful aspect with all of your Libra placements over this time upcoming, the next decades. So it's very, very exciting to have this heavy hitter of the universe on your side, accentuating your transformation, birth, rebirth. If you feel like you need to redo your image and reignite your passion for your creativity, Pluto is there to help in a long-term way. All these other planets are short-term support, but they're there nonetheless. The sun is there showing you what's right in your creativity world. This is also the house I call a bucket list house. So your things that you just really just light your fire that you really have always wanted to do. You may find yourself doing those things or planning them at this time, and you'll have extra support from the stars for that. The sun can also show us things that aren't quite perfect, and that is a segue to help you make it more perfect. So, you may see things that are not quite right as you have the sun move through that spot, but that will only help you to make things better. Now, on February 9th, adding to this party, we've got the new moon in Aquarius. These can bring goodies for all Libra placements along the lines that we've already spoken, but especially those of you who are near 20 degrees, so we'll say between 15 and 25 degrees. So that's going to be October 5th through 15th, and the closer to around October 10th, the more you get the goodies. And so all of this is happening, but you're not going to be left out of goodies if you're not in that zone. So don't worry. It's just an extra chance for manifestation for people in that group. Now let's talk about the Aquarian energies a little bit more so that you can understand what's being brought about and what can accentuate this area for you. Aquarius is the energy of the power behind community, the power behind a group, the power behind teamwork, the power behind joining your energy with other people in a big way, like a group of people. This is the energy of friendship. This is the energy of social connections, internet and in person, and basically your tribe, people speaking your language that that really get you. So all of those things are really coming up with opportunities at this time. Also things like patents, technology, AI, use of AI in your business and personal life. Just anything where forward-thinking or futuristic thoughts or ideas, maybe that's your creative passion. Maybe you want to be an inventor. This is an amazing time not only to have the idea, sudden insights. Uranus is ruling this month like crazy because Uranus rules Aquarius. Uranus rules the weird and the wacky and the wonderful and the eccentric and the non-traditional, non-conventional and conventional. So any strange ideas that you have more of a chance to come to light and be supported at this time. And all of that is accentuating your area of creativity and relationship. Okay, so now let's talk about the open stars and the really open stars. Okay, so we've got more unusual energy this month, uncommon stars. And some of these stars and the placements are especially good for Libra. So these Aquarian placements that I talked about, those can bring opportunities for all of the signs. But because of the angle they make for Libra, they bring unique opportunities. But now I have to tell you about some open star dates that are true for everyone, but you really need to know about, okay? So we've got all of the outer planets going direct and all of the inner planets going direct. So all of the planets will be direct from January 27th through May 2nd. When you start to factor in personal planet shadow periods, that window gets a little shifted. So we're free from personal planet retrogrades and shadow periods while still having the outer planets also be direct, January 21st through March 20th. So that particular window, January 21st to March 20th, is the one I'm calling the really open stars, because you have the support of the inner planets, the outer planets, the ones, basically closest to us and the ones furthest from us. It's very rare and unique and uncommon that all of this is open at once. And you really want to make the most of it. If you want to see my retrograde direct 2024 calendar, you can go to AnnieHelpsYou.com and sign up for my secret star portal, because I have it all laid out for the whole year there for your planning. But I can tell you now the dates that are happening now, and also let you know we will have a Mars retrograde later this year that will cloud things for a while. So if you want to get things done, big moves, big decisions, engagements, weddings, big parties, complicated travel, scheduling things, big purchases, big sales, big investments, all of these things are a little bit easier during the time when the stars are open, because you don't have that inward and backward and cloudy and confusing, energy to deal with. We also do have more sweet aspects, double the sweet aspects compared to the salty ones this month. So they're really open, they're really positive, and, this is, especially true for a lot of the energy for Libra. So take advantage of this time, okay? Mars will be helping you be rambunctious, like a bull in a china shop trying to do something. And, you'll have lots of strong energy to lock in some really good long-term gains, okay? So just kind of imagine now, this is the time that I always talk about with the open stars, of where you want to throw your message in the bottle out to sea, because it'll go far and wide. You want to use the tides going out to boost your boat off the deserted island. You want to go far and wide and weave your webs. In the retrograde, we hang out in our web and we wait for things to come to us. This is a time where you go looking for stuff and making things happen as you're intuitively inclined. Okay, so the next thing we have to talk about is eclipse season. We had a doozy of an eclipse culmination last fall, or spring for you all down under, at the end of 2023. We've had a little break. And now, February through May 2024, we have the next eclipse season. This is featuring one polarity only, the Libra-Aries eclipse cycle. Lunar eclipse at 5 degrees of Libra, March 25th. Solar eclipse, 19 degrees of Aries, April 8th. Why are we talking about this in February? Because the eclipse season starts 4 to 6 weeks before the actual eclipse and lasts at least 4 to 6 weeks after. So we have to alert you, I have to alert you about all of this now, because you may see things along the lines of what started in early 2023, continue toward the end of 2023, and will be in effect until early 2025. Aries, me, Libra, we, my stuff, our stuff. For Libra people, this Libra-Aries eclipse cycle takes on more prominence, right? Because it's your eclipse cycle, so you're in the hot seat for this time. And not only are the we, me sectors of the signs being accentuated for this eclipse cycle for Libras, the houses are also featured. So, you're not getting out of me, we storyline. And this is a big deal. And so you might see very life-changing things continue to happen. You might have started to have insight about what those would look like, last year. And now this continues. If you want to have a little bit of insight into some things, how this may manifest, think back to 2013 to 2015 when we had this eclipse cycle last, 2004 to 2006, 1995 to 1997, if you were around then. There may have been big storylines. Now, hear me when I say this, because I know people will ask this question. I had something terrible happen then. Does that mean it's going to happen again? Not necessarily, because there were many things going on in the stars during those times that are not happening now. So that it's not the exact copy of those periods of time. This is one layer of an experience that happened in those cycles. And I think if you look back there, you'll be able to see a lot of independence, autonomy versus relationship, a lot of big beginnings in relationships, a lot of big endings in relationships. An important relationship may have come in during that time. An important relationship may have ended or changed during that time. You might have taken big steps along the lines of your independence or big commitments, that you merged into. So things like moving out of the house after college, getting your first job, right? Things like having someone or even an animal of major consequence, someone come into your life that, is around for a while and is a big deal. Births, deaths, chapter changes in relationships, all of these things are the types of things you'll see. We'll talk more about it in the March and April report, but I had to give you the heads up because you will start to see this energy manifesting, and I don't want you to be caught off guard. So you're back in the hot seats. Hopefully the changes have been and or will be positive. It will probably be very intense. So it's just important to know. All right, now I'm going to give you some dates and some aspects that are going to happen in the States. If you love to know ahead of time the sweet and salty dates, my favorite dates of the month, the ones to be most awareful and careful of, then go to AnnieHelpsYou.com and sign up for my free VIP email community. In the newsletter, welcome, you'll see an archive link. You can go into the archive link and look for the February astrology, 2024 astrology. I will have that out as of the last week in December to my group. We sent it out early, and you can see all the archives, plus lots of astrology education opportunities. But I'll give you a few dates here, and you can see more there. February 8th and 16th, I have a boo next to that because we've got 2 squares with the planet Uranus. Uranus is featured this month very strongly because Uranus rules Aquarius. Uranus has a lot of aspects, for better and worse, but it can bring jolts and surprises that are not welcome in this configuration in the days around the 8th and the 16th. On February 7th, we have Uranus in a nice configuration where you can have sudden, sweet, happy surprises involving money or self-esteem or love or romance. And then on the 13th, we've got Venus in a beautiful aspect with Neptune. So it's sort of a dreamy, Valentine's Day here in the United States. It's like a dreamy, sort of intuitive, romantic energy. And it's one that blends with the practical Capricorn energy. So having, an understanding of value, basically, the topic of value. And value could be financial value, but it could be aesthetic value or spiritual value or emotional value, and something valuable coming to you is increased in odds. And speaking of which, if you have to make a big purchase, a car, a house, a boat, a bicycle, computer, a phone, anything, this is a fantastic time because all of the stars are saying go, and you'll have a little bit more clarity in your contracts and things like that at this time. Come join me at AnnieHelpsYou.com where you can see more free ways to engage with my work if you resonate with how I teach and you want to learn. Sign up for my free VIP community newsletter by putting your name and email address there at that site. You will have access to the archives. I send out astrology education information every month. So if you want to learn astrology, you definitely want to sign up there. There are no strings attached. You just go there and you learn. And that's what goes on. If you are interested in going deeper, go to my secret star portal there at AnnieHelpsYou.com. I've got written horoscopes. I've got videos about, Saturn and Pisces and Jupiter and Taurus through the signs and just all of those things and more, including how to manage difficult transits. And if you want to learn astrology in a deeper way, you can see my Astrology Basics course, which shows you the 6 steps of learning to read charts. If you want to go bigger and deeper, you can see my astrology certification course called Becoming a Professional Astrologer Mastery Course. Even if you don't want to be a professional astrologer, if you just want to read charts for your friends and family and you resonate with how I teach, I can teach you how to do that. You can go from 0 to reading charts in a short amount of time with my system if you apply what you learn. And you can make your investment back for the course very quickly. It's a kind of a rare thing that you can study for a career. It's such an affordable amount and earn money quickly. That's why I keep this. This has been the same price for this course for all of the 8 or 9 years I've been teaching it, even though it started with 10 modules and now it has over 100. Okay, so you can check that out at AnnieHelpsYou.com. I hope you have a wonderful month, and I'll see you next month. Bye.